After the rape. Despite our best efforts as parents, kids can still fall victim of rape. The rape we have in our mind most times is forced entry, but a lot of times it could be as simple as being cajoled into it when you didn't agree to it. So what do we do when we find out as parents? 1. Believe them. When they summon up the courage to tell you they have been violated, please believe them. This is the most important part. A rape victim is already struggling with trust issues, and they want so much to trust you to protect them and make them feel safe again. It is not a time to judge them about how they could have led the rapist on. The child victim already has guilt and doubts about whether it was their fault. Adding your doubt to it will only make it worse. This is not the right time to say uncle this or that can't do such a thing, especially if the perpetrator was a family member. Our job as parents is to protect first, question later. 2. Manage your anger. People talk about how they will kill anyone who touches their kids. Calm down first. While this may be your first reaction, it is not the best, because remember, it's not about you. It is about the victim. It's important to find a way to manage your feelings so you can focus on creating a safe environment for your child that is free from harm, judgment, and blame. It is imperative that when your child discloses to you, you continue to repeat the following messages through both your words and your actions. I love you no matter what. You are not damaged. What happened is not your fault, and I will do everything I can to keep you safe. 3. Help them understand that it was not their fault. Many victims start with thinking there was something wrong with them, or that they did something to deserve it. It wasn't their fault they sat on uncle's laps. It was not because they exposed their body or wore that flimsy dress. How you behave is your responsibility. How they react is their responsibility. Remember that the blame is on the person who commits the assault and not on the victim. 4. Do not put pressure on them to talk or give you the whole details of the trauma. Let them take their time to share their story. It's hard enough for them already, and they sure are not ready to relive it. Many victims are usually in shock, but one thing they have constantly on their mind is the person who violated them. They may be afraid, they may be anxious. Whatever it is, don't try to rush the story out of them. They need to make sense of it before they can share. It may not make sense to you, the listener, but just listen without judgment. 5. Get them medical care as soon as possible. Check for STDs, and for older children, check for pregnancy and get the needed treatment while they take the time to heal emotionally. 6. Empower them, because rape and sexual assault take power and control away from victims. Empower the survivor. 7. Encourage them to get help by talking to a counselor or a therapist. This will help them on the path to heal quicker. Because rape and sexual assault take power and control away from victims, empower them by letting them choose who they would like to speak to about it. Please don't call family meeting for them to relive the trauma. Help them seek professional help. The truth is that people heal differently, and healing does not mean forgetting completely about it. It means being able to accept what has happened and manage your emotions around how you feel whenever you think about it. For many child victims, they cannot and will not begin to process their rapes until they reach adulthood. That means it could take longer for them to deal with it, so you have to be very patient. All you can do is keep putting one foot in front of the other. Be prepared to fall down on occasion, and take a recovery break from time to time where needed. Above all, don't abandon hope. Healing is possible and they will heal. Just be patient.